Back home now, major shark warnings are in place right across Sydney this weekend following flash flooding and heavy rainfall over the past 48 hours. The warnings follow 4 separate shark attacks along the coastline in just 2 days that happened last month.
Experts are now warning the weather has created ideal conditions for sharks, urging beachgoers to be extra careful. And for more, we're joined now by shark expert Daryl McPhee, live in Moreton Bay in Queensland. Good morning to you. Well, explain to us, how much riskier is it to swim right now in the Sydney area?
It's been a lot of rain in the Sydney catchments, the catchments of Sydney Harbour. So we expect to see an elevated risk of bull shark activity in the lower reaches of Sydney Harbour, the adjacent beaches for about a week. So regardless of whether it's Sydney or elsewhere on the Australian East Coast, when you get that rain in the catchments during the summer months in particular, you have an elevated risk of shark bite from bull sharks. So
do you avoid the water, in the days up to a week after big lots of rainfall, knowing what you do?
Yes, I think that's good advice to avoid going to the beaches in that flood-affected water. It depends on how much rain, of course. But if you're seeing murky brown water, you won't be able to see a bull shark, but they'll be able to find you using their various sensors. So if you do want to swim in Sydney Harbour over the next week, swimmers are best to utilise the various swimming enclosures present in the harbour.
Daryl, just looking at South Australia and Victoria, they're experiencing some very similar conditions as well. Is the advice the same?
A little bit different in those states because those states don't have bull sharks that Queensland, New South Wales and Western Australia does. So it's not directly comparable. But certainly for Sydney, that murky water does have an elevated risk of bull shark activity.
Daryl, if you find yourself in an area where you spot a shark or you hear an alarm, if you can see the shark, what do you do?
If there's been an alarm and if you can see a shark, you need to exit the water as quickly as possible.
But is there a particular way? Because I've heard all sorts of things. Try and do it where you keep the shark in your eye line. If you have to go backwards, do it that way. Is there any pieces of advice like that you would give?
For swimmers in particular, yes, there's lots of advice. I think when somebody sees a large shark, I think they're just going to get out of the water as quickly as possible by any means.
Daryl, when you now reflect on the year that we have had, particularly here in Sydney, where does that sit amongst previous years?
It's certainly obviously not a good year. What's probably sets this series of bites in Sydney apart is the real shattering of confidence of the beach community. We really do have a beach community in the Greater Sydney area that really is concerned about the continuation of beach culture as it was known. So that risk of so shark bites obviously can cause, as it has, fatalities. But it also can impact that confidence of people going to the beach and simply having a good time.
Yeah, all right. Daryl McPhee, thank you.
Thank you.